Welcome back to the Podunk Reef. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to make an all-in-one reef food, fish food. So I just got back from the store where I spent $1.50 and have one scallop, one oyster, and one shrimp in here. I have 5 fish in my display tank, so this will be plenty when it's all chopped up. We have some nori here for the tang that's in there. Then we have some reef roids and fuel for reef. This is the aqua vitro. This is pretty good stuff. You have to use it kind of sparingly though. And then the blender. Don't tell the wife. So let me cut this stuff up and we'll come back in just a second. So I have the oyster, shrimp, and scallop cut up and in the blender here. So now, and I've got a little bit of tank water, about a cup. I don't know if I'm going to use the whole thing, but let's get out our seaweed, put in a decent sized piece. Get it all over the counter. Trying to do this one-handed here. Here we go. So let's see. Yeah, and we're just going to tear this into little pieces and throw it in here. The blender's going to chop it up. Just throw it in, whatever. Maybe we'll even throw in these little bits that fell out here. And that's it. That's all we're going to do. We're going to throw some reef roids in now, a little bit. Hands are wet. Probably don't want to get too crazy with this stuff. And the reason I'm making this, is to show you that you don't have to go to the store and spend, $20 on a pack of frozen food. You can do it pretty cheaply. And this is not new information. It's just the first time I'm doing it, so I thought I'd record it. So we're going to go maybe a teaspoon. Nah, we don't need much. Don't need much. You can see at my my fish store, $20 for the 30-gallon nano. So for $20 here, I think this. I don't know what I paid for this. Not much, probably. I don't know, maybe $8-10. But you can actually go to your grocery store and buy nori for sushi, and it's pretty much the same thing. And you can buy a giant pack of that for like $1 or $2. I'm just using that because I happen to have some. The reef roids, you can leave that out. You can choose to, leave that out if you want. And the fuel, this is amino acids. Carbohydrate, vitamin, fatty acids, and amino supplements for corals. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this. Sorry. And then we're going to dilute all of this with that tank water and blend it up. So let's just kind of eyeball it here. That's plenty. You're supposed to use one capful. I have about 50 gallons of water, so I think it's one inside capful for the tank for the week. So because that's blended up, we're gonna mix it with a bunch of other stuff, obviously, and then we're gonna serve it just sparingly out of here. Let's start with about half of the water we had in there and see where this gets us. Okay, so we just blended this up. Probably used a little too much water. Let's see if we can see the consistency. But now what we're going to do is put it in a sandwich baggie. And then we're going to lay it flat, and it's going to freeze, and it'll be just like anything that you could buy at your LFS. Hopefully, we get a good consistency out of it. See what we got here. I mean, you can see the nori in there, all kinds of stuff. Looks like maybe you need to clean the blender because it looks like some scallops and stuff got left down in there. So I'm going to try to mix this up a little bit better and see what our end result is. All right, so when it's all done, this is kind of what you're going to be left with. I did mix this up a little bit more. You can see some of the fine particulates. Probably should have used a little less water, maybe a little bit more seafood. This is my first attempt at doing it, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be just fine. So we'll try it out and we'll come back and see how it turns out after it's frozen. Okay, here we are a few hours later. Let's check out the end product here. So there's a little bit of air caught in here. It's super cold. Anyway, looks good. And hold it up here. So it's a little thin. I mean, I could have made it a little bit thicker, you know, added some more pieces of seafood or different pieces of seafood. But, you know, for what I had on hand and for $1.50 worth of fresh seafood from the store, you know, this will last a while. I already cheated and took a little piece off. And the fish love it. They go crazy for it. So, yeah, give it a try. Piece of cake, super cheap. Super simple, and this will last for a long time, quite a while. All right, thanks. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Check you next time.